Hello, and welcome to this first podcast of the Church in Africa, the first of three that will be addressing the topic, the Catholic Church in Africa today. After this, there will be a section, the history of the Christian churches in Africa, and then a third section with three podcasts of its own, the future of the Catholic Church in Africa. I'm Father Paul Coleman, a Holy Cross priest and theology professor here at Notre Dame. I'm talking to you on an evening from my room in O'Neill Hall here at Notre Dame, and I send greetings to all of you. I'm so grateful that the Alumni Association, through this great program, is allowing us professors to talk about some of the work we do here at Notre Dame. This program on the global church, for instance, allows those of us in theology in the world religions, world church area to talk about subjects we love and that we love to teach. We're grateful to be able to share some of the things we share with our students with you. A little bit about me. I'm a Holy Cross priest, as I said. I first encountered Africa when I went there as a seminarian in the late 1980s. And I lived in Nairobi, Kenya, a place I'll talk about in the next podcast, where Holy Cross has a parish. And I studied in a seminary and saw this piece of art actually painted in the chapel of that seminary by a Cameroonian Jesuit. It's a remarkable piece of African art, modern African art, beautiful, and one of the notable artistic products of the late 20th century in Christian Africa. This podcast is going to focus on demographics, just to give you a sense of the dynamism and growth of the Catholic Church and Christianity in general in Africa. It's pretty clear that the growth of Christianity in the world is to the global south, what we might say Africa, Latin America, and parts of Asia, whereas the percentage of Christians worldwide in the global north, North America and Europe, is shrinking. And that imbalance is only, of course, magnified when you think about dynamism and enthusiasm. Christianity in Africa, in particular, it's worth noticing that 1900, 80% of the world's Christians were European or North American. Now 60% live in the global east or south, and that number is only going to increase in the future. There continue to be about 1/3 of the world's population, or over now 2 billion people, who are Christian on Earth. Now, we think about those 1/3 of the world's population. In 1900, 9 million Christians were in Africa, almost all of them in Ethiopia or Egypt, which are ancient Christian strongholds. In 1945, there were 30 million due to the hard work of missionaries in sub-Saharan Africa. 1970, 115 million as African Christians took the life of faith onto themselves and grew enormously. And now perhaps there are 600 million Christians in Africa, and it is growing. Facts about Christianity in Africa. There might be 700,000 congregations and 13,000 denominations throughout Africa. Most of these denominations are unknown in the West. Lots of independent churches in Africa. But nearly everything in Western Christianity is also present in Africa. And Catholics are the largest group of Christians in Africa, maybe 200 million. So about 1/3 of the 600 million Christians in Africa are Catholic. Now, it's worth noting, of those 600 million Christians in Africa, 250 million are what scholars sometimes call renewalists. That is, Christians who value the ongoing life of the Holy Spirit, thus are sometimes called Pentecostals, or if they're Pentecostal-style praying people, who stay within other kinds of denominations like the Catholic Church. One technical term for them is charismatics. And you may have heard of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal. Notre Dame was a stronghold of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal, especially in the 70s and 80s. Continues to have a presence in South Bend area today. But Catholic Charismatics represent a large part of the Catholic Church in Africa, as you might imagine. Here's a map of the continent with its 60-some countries. Africa includes two of the newest countries in the world, Eritrea, which broke off from Ethiopia in the 90s, and South Sudan, which broke off from Sudan more recently in about 2010. I like this slide because it's a reminder of how big Africa is. All of the United States, all of China, all of Europe can fit in Africa. Africa is a diversity of cultures and languages that is rather amazing, actually. It means that Christianity, where it manifests itself across the continent, takes different shapes and forms. That's true of the Catholic Church, though, of course, there's a certain unity in Catholic ways of being Christian that do manifest themselves across the continent. And the Catholic Church, one of its strengths in Africa is that kind of uniformity of belief and practice. Over the next two podcasts, I'm going to be talking some about the dynamism and the devotion of contemporary African Catholics. I want to close by just quoting this famous proverb by Pliny the Elder, a Latin scholar, a Latin classicist of the ancient world. He said, "Ex Africa semper aliquid novi." There is always something new out of Africa. And today, and over these next weeks with you, we'd like to talk about some of those exciting things coming out of Africa that are new, that are connected to Christianity, and especially the Catholic Church. Thank you very much.